Morning, people. Look, another beautiful day. I said I'd bring you up to the cathedral, and here we are. Now, oh, dog, don't take off. You're not a ballet dancer. For people that are old enough, or for people in general, if you like horror films, if you've watched The Omen, you might recognise this cathedral because I think it was in the original one where he's in the back of a car being driven up the hill and he's screaming and crying and running and melting. So yeah, this is the cathedral, famous for that. Oh, I'm out of breath. Everything here is hills. Anyway, a couple of interesting things about the cathedral. It is one of the few cathedrals in the country, I think maybe even wider than that is built on a completely virgin piece of land. Most cathedrals or churches, don't they end up being built over existing or old worship sites, even going back to pagan times. But this, built, I think it was started in 1930 something, completely virgin land, because of course we're here. This is still the deer park, so the deer park would have extended way past the hospital chimney into the woods in the background. You see the ridge up there? That's where the Hog's Back runs. So it would have existed, it would have been there all the way there. So nothing had ever been on here. And in the 1930s, the Lord Onslow donated the flat piece of land at the top and then purchased the rest of the land and like the access road. What else is it? Oh yeah, it was funded by about 200,000 local people all buying bricks. They paid, I think, probably the equivalent of a tenner for a brick. Over 100,000 people did that. Prince Philip and the late Queen both signed bricks, which they've got on display in there. Now, gosh, I'm out of breath. Going back to The Omen, I used to have a Rottweiler, and he was such a baby. He'd snarl and growl at the door, and I'd be like, "Oh, you're just mummy's butch baby." I did love that dog, but I used to bring him up here, and around the corner, the side of the cathedral, are floodlights. Well, spotlights, because they're at the bottom and they point up. And I discovered if you stood the dog at a certain place in front of those lights, you could cast a massive Rottweiler shadow up onto the walls of the cathedral, which I thought was very funny. So the bricks were used, I forgot to mention, didn't I? During the Second World War, filming